I'm Andrew Phillips. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to diagnose a clothes dryer that will not blow hot. Now what we have is a dryer that is working, comes on, spins, does all that, but it just won't blow the hot air. So we need to diagnose what component needs to be replaced, and that's what we're going to do in this video. So let's get started. Now the first thing you want to do anytime you're working on any kind of appliance, but especially the dryer, let's go ahead and unplug this first. Don't want to be opening it up because we're going to have to open up the back and we don't want to be digging in there with it still plugged in. Let me get the camera around here. We're going to take the back off. This particular one here is a Maytag, but regardless of what your dryer is, if you're going to be trying to find what the cause is, you got to take the back off. So let's come back here and let's get it off. This is the back of the unit here, and this is the back panel. This whole piece here, we're going to take this off. This particular one, which is a Maytag, these are held on by 1/4-inch screws. You have them all along the back here, going all along here, coming down the sides, and then all the way down there. So we're going to remove all those so we can get this back panel off. You also need to remove your dryer hose. So it has a hose clamp. You can kind of see part of it there, but we're just going to use a flathead screwdriver and we'll be able to take that off and slide that off. And that way this panel will come off now that the screws have been removed. Okay. That's out of the way. And now this can slide off right here. All the screws have been removed, also the hose. So now we can just take this. This comes off this way. Pull this out of the way. So we can. And now let's take a look and I'll show you what we're looking at now. Coming down here, the first thing I want to look at is the heating element, which is right back here. So it has one screw there and another screw there holding this plate on, and we can access it. And this is the plug for it right down here. So we're going to take this connection off here, take this panel off so we can access it, and then we can do some continuity testing on it and see if that's the issue. If that is fine, then we'll move on to some other components. Both screws have been removed. Let's see, this should come down like this. Here's our heating element inside here. So we're going to do some tests on this thing and see if that's the issue. If it is, we're going to swap it out. If it's not the issue, then we're going to move on. However, it does look a little interesting, but let's take a better look. Next, we have the dryer thermostat, which is connected here to the heating element. I'm going to remove that as well, and then we're going to pretty much do a continuity test on these two prongs of the heating element. And if everything is good, we should get the beep for the continuity coming off that. If we don't get it, then this guy right here is bad. Once we pull that off, just lift that out of the way, and then this twists off like that. And now we have clear access to these two right here. Next, I'm going to turn this to continuity, which is that little sound wave right here. And basically the way that is if we take the two, touch them together, you hear that beep, then you have continuity. So that's what we're looking for right here. When I put the two on here, we should be getting that if everything's good. So now if we touch this, nothing. We're not getting anything on here. And let me show you a good heating element so you can see what it should be doing. This is a good one right here. We have it connected, and now if we touch it, You can see we're getting continuity. It looks like this is definitely our issue right here. So here's our replacement part. You can see the difference here. So whether this got charred or if it's supposed to be like that, I don't know. But obviously on the replacement one, you can see it's all silver. So it looks like this is our issue right here. So that's what we're going to swap out, and that should solve our problem. Now that we have everything put back on, we're ready to put this back panel back on. Now that the back is on, next thing we're going to do is we're going to reconnect this. You want to make sure you get this nice and tight. We'll bring our clamp in here. There we go. You want that nice and tight. Now that that's done, we can plug it in and let's fire it up and see if the heat's coming out nice and warm. Okay, we're going to set temperature to high so we can get the heat there. And let's see. We'll do heavy dry. Let's open it up. Oh yeah, it's very hot in here. Definitely working. Has a little bit of a burning smell because it's the new heating element, so you want to just kind of let that, anytime you put something new. I also do automotive repair when you do catalytic converters, different things like that that are new, they get a lot of heat. You'll get some odors. If you turn your heat on after it's been off during the summer, you kind of get that musty smell. That's what we're getting here. So just let it kind of clear itself out. But other than that, it's working great. All right, well, that wraps up this video on diagnosing what the issue is with a clothes dryer that is not blowing hot, as we saw already. This particular one here, like I mentioned at the beginning, it was working as far as coming on, spinning, all that, just not blowing hot air, which kind of defeats the purpose. In the case of this one here, it was the heating element here, and as we saw how we tested it, very simple. We just came here to the two prongs on it, and we just tested for continuity. We saw there was none. Easy indicator this was bad. We swapped it out, put the new one in, solved the problem, and it's working great. So that wraps up this video. Please send me any questions and comments. I hope that it was helpful for any issues you may be having with your dryer. There are other components that we would have moved on to with the thermal fuses and thermostats, all stuff like that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to show it because this was the problem, and that was it. So diagnosing it, it went right to this. But if you have any other questions, please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you. As always, I appreciate all your support. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.